this one is probably gonna hurt some feelings, right? You want to learn how to not fumble the bag in 2024. You have to take full responsibility for your life, okay? It is your life and your life only. Like you are the only person that can make a decision to change something, right? And I know this is gonna hit hard for some of y'all. That's okay. Like, but I love you. It's coming from a place of love. We're gonna build it together. Like, get with us. Like, I'm telling you. But you have to take full responsibility for your life, man. And we live in a society that makes it easy for us to pick to be the victim, like especially in our community, because there's so much that we got to go through, right? I can speak to it. Like it's so much that we got to go through and so much that we deal with, but as a result, sometimes those things that it can become a crutch, right? So we hear all these things and all these what I'll call excuses to reasons why we aren't successful or what it's been. It's true. We do have a whole history of a lot of negative things, but understand this: we got to make a decision, right? So it's up to you. So we have to stop making excuses first, and also next thing, learn to live with your own money, okay? If you make $1,000 a week, okay, then you need to have $1,000 a week type of lifestyle. You need to not be living above and beyond your means and think that you're going to win. It's very simple, right? If I'm making $1,000 every 2 weeks, so I'm making $2,000 a month, you making $1,600 a month take home after taxes. Then I'm going to be trying to look for a place where I can. You're first of all, to my guys, you need to make some more money. Like you don't make enough money to survive. Like that's not enough money for you to survive. So once again, we're not gonna fumble the bag. You're gonna learn some high income skills so you can make some more money, right? But then we're gonna live inside of our means and we're gonna save 30% of our income minimum. Every month you need to be putting up. If you make 2,000, you need to be putting up 500 at least every month, like to put yourself ahead of the game. Like, and then you have to learn how to be okay. Let me take a step back. This gonna hurt too. Okay, I'm gonna talk about myself, right? So my very first real estate deal, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm excited. I go out and I'm learning how to wholesale. I literally learned how to wholesale properties off of YouTube. It's free. You don't have to pay for nothing. Literally, wholesaling is there's a buyer who wants to buy a property and there's a seller who wants to sell a property. Okay, between the buyer and the seller, I always call it's called the success triangle. You need three things to be successful in life, right? You need the money, the experience, the knowledge and experience, and the opportunity. Well, I'm gonna say that one more time. It's called the success triangle. Three things you need to be successful at anything: the knowledge and experience, the money, and the opportunity. Okay. The gap between the knowledge and experience and and the money is the opportunity. Me, what I'm really good at is finding the opportunity. So what I did as wholesaling is simply, I got a house I want to sell, but I need a buyer. Me, I come in as or you come in and say, hey, well, let's go. I'll get you under contract with me. You want to sell for 100,000. You're acceptable with you accept the 100,000. I go under contract with you to says, hey, you have 60 days to find me a buyer at 100,000. You then go out as the wholesaler and find a buyer, and you tell the buyer, hey, I'm selling this place for 150,000. Just using basic math. Simply put, you get it under contract. We close. When they buy the property, the seller gets the 100,000 that they asked for the property, and you get to pocket the 50. Okay. Did you have to buy the house? No. Did you have to own the house? No. Did you have to do any of that? No. All you had to do was what? Find the buyer, like the opportunity, right? You're the opportunity person. You can always do that. So let me talk about my first deal. My very first deal, I bought a package of properties, and I'm gonna talk about it. I want y'all to know. I made $29,000 on my very first flip, on my very first real estate flip, and I blew the money, guys. I ain't gonna say I blew it, but I didn't do what I. Let me help you. A blessing out of season can be a curse, right? One more time. A blessing out of season can be a curse. I was in a situation where I had just learned, I'm excited, I know what I'm doing, but now I got all this money and I didn't know what the next step was. So I'm trying to help you in a lot of it. And a lot of that, guess what, guys? Back to number four. Take full ownership of your life. And I want to talk about this. Learn to be responsible for the consequences of your own decision making. Learn to live in your decision. It's difficult. My very first deal, I blew 29. I'm putting it out there to everybody. How much money have you? Listen, we've all had them opportunities and we fumbled the bag in some ways. And I'm here to make sure that that doesn't happen for you. So take them opportunities to learn to be responsible about it and learn to take accountability for your own decision making. Most people can't be successful in life because they can't look themselves in the mirror and say, you know what, I failed. Like, you're right. Let's call it what it is. Most people just can't say, I failed. It didn't work. Right? You did it wrong, and that's okay. But here's what it's about. Learn how to. Here's what it's about. Guys. How do you pick yourself back up? Yeah, boo boo. You're bad. Yeah, you didn't do it. How do you pick yourself back up, guys? Let me help you. Have a vision for the future, right? That's the next step. After you accept accountability, I made a mistake. I didn't do it right the first time. Now what we do? Okay, we set a plan and make it clear. Set a vision, right? And we make it clear, right? And how do we do that? For my guys, number 5 on this list, you need to create a personal brand for yourself. Like, what is your brand? Like, if you, very simple, everyone knows Apple, everyone knows Louis Vuitton, everyone knows Balenciaga. Why do you know these brands? Why do you know when you think of, everyone thinks of Band-Aids? Band-Aids is not the name, Band-Aids is the name of a company, guys, or a product. Bandages are what you buy from the store, but everyone calls them band-aids. Why? Because they have name recognition. What is your brand? When you look at yourself, like me, Mod the God, people know me. People know me in my community for finance, business, investing, everything, money. Like when people look at me, people are. I'm somebody of credit. I've built credibility in my community as my brand because I was very intentional about making sure that when people see me, they see me here. Like I'm not below you. Like, I want you to know who I am. And as a young guy or girl, listen, you have to create a brand for yourself. And what are you known for? And it's very simple, guys. It's not difficult to do. Branding is not just a marketing term, though. Think about this, guys. It's how humans memorize and perceive a thing or perceive you. So, everyone has their own brand or like, and you have to think about this. What is your brand? If I ask you what your brand is, or how would 10 other people describe your brand or who you are? Hmm, that's a hard question, ain't it? How would those 10 people describe you? Something to think about, okay? Something really to think about. But that brand is everything because you can leverage yourself. Like, and most people don't think about it that way, but you are the brand, right? And having a unique purpose and thinking about how you create what the world that you want. It's simple, guys. It's perception. Perception is reality, especially today with social media. You can get online and become whoever you want to be. It is very simple for you. It's not difficult, guys. So it's something to think about. And we're gonna move forward. Number 6 on how you don't and on how not to fumble the bag. Make it simple. Experiment with your personal style, guys. Growing up, let me tell you, okay?